Her name is Maria. She wakes up before the sun, cleans offices until her hands ache, sells food from a cart until dark, then goes home and does the math one more time. The math never works out. She's not asking for much, just a little more than nothing, on the weeks when nothing is exactly what she has. Governments have been arguing about how to help people like Maria for over 50 years. They're still arguing. Universal Basic Income. The idea that every person deserves a guaranteed floor beneath their feet isn't new. Finland tested it, Kenya tried it, the United States debated it through 3 election cycles. And nearly every program ran into the same wall. Political gridlock killed the funding before it started. Administrative costs swallowed 30 to 40 cents of every dollar before it reached a single person. Fraud crept in at every seam, and crossing borders? Sending help to Maria in Manila from a program designed in Washington? Practically impossible. The system wasn't built to help everyone. It was built to help the people close enough to the center of power to matter politically. Maria isn't close enough. Now imagine a different system. Not run by any government, not owned by any corporation. Just a set of rules, written in code, living on a public network that says, every verified human being on this network receives a payment, automatically, every week. No forms, no offices, no middlemen. That's the idea behind a decentralized universal basic income. And the technology to build it exists right now. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Imagine a vending machine. Except this one isn't owned by anyone. It runs forever, without maintenance, and it gives every single person who walks up to it a guaranteed amount based on where they live and what things cost there. Not because someone approved your application, because you're human. You showed up, and the machine just works. That vending machine, in the real world, is called a smart contract. It's a piece of code that holds money and releases it automatically when conditions are met. No bank, no bureaucrat, no delay. Just the code doing exactly what it promised. But here's the question everyone asks. How do you make sure only real people get paid without building another surveillance system that knows everything about you? This is where it gets genuinely elegant. There's a technology called a zero-knowledge proof. It lets you prove you're a unique, real human being without revealing who you are. Think of it like proving you're old enough to enter a bar without handing the bouncer your ID. He knows you qualify. He doesn't know your name. He doesn't know your address. He doesn't know anything else. Your identity stays yours. The system just knows one person, one account. Now, where does the money come from? A few sources working together. A tiny fraction of a percent, fractions of a single cent, taken from each transaction that flows through the network. Staking rewards from a shared treasury that grows quietly over time. And voluntary participation from nations and organizations that want to be part of something larger than themselves. No single government controls it. No single company profits from it. It's a commons, like clean air, like the internet itself. Except this one pays you. And here's the part that makes this genuinely different from anything we've tried before. The payment you receive is calibrated to your local cost of living, automatically, using real-time data pulled from thousands of sources across the world. The woman in Hanoi and the man in Detroit both receive a meaningful baseline. Not the same number, the right number. No committee decided that. An open, decentralized data network calculated it. Transparent, auditable, adjustable by community governance, not political favoritism. This is the philosophical shift underneath the technology. For centuries, safety nets have been acts of charity. institutions deciding who deserves help, how much, and when. What a decentralized UBI proposes is something different. A right, encoded in mathematics, not granted by a government that can take it away, not subject to election cycles or budget negotiations, written into a protocol, enforced by math, available to anyone with a phone. The challenges are real and worth naming. Preventing fake accounts from gaming the system requires identity infrastructure we're still building. Governing who gets to update the protocol requires genuine democratic design. And the political will to fund this at scale requires a global conversation that hasn't fully started yet. But the foundation is being laid, right now, by engineers and economists and idealists who believe the technology is ready, even if the politics aren't.
Imagine Maria, 3 years from now. The gap is covered. Not forever, not lavishly, just enough that when the slow week comes, she doesn't have to choose between her daughter's shoes and the electricity bill. That buffer, that breathing room, that's what lets her take a small risk. Start the stall, drop the second job, be home in time for dinner. Imagine a teenager in Lagos who no longer has to drop out of school because his family needs his income. A farmer in Guatemala who can plant a second crop because she has a cushion if the first one fails. An elderly woman in a village with no bank branch, no ATM, no financial infrastructure, receiving her payment the same day as everyone else, on the same network, with the same dignity. This isn't utopia, it's just engineering applied to a moral question we've been avoiding. What if poverty wasn't inevitable? What if it was just an unsolved problem? This idea, and 15 others just like it, live at blueridgetreasury.com. Blockchain-based proposals for healthcare, energy, voting, education, disaster relief. Not white papers buried in academic journals. Real ideas, written for real people, about what the world could actually look like if we build it right. We're not here to hype a coin. We're not here to sell you a token. We're here because the future is not going to build itself, and someone has to start the conversation. If you believe technology can be a force for human dignity, not just profit, subscribe. Share this with someone who still thinks blockchain is only about speculation. And follow us on X for weekly breakdowns of these ideas in real time. The conversation starts now. blueridgetreasury.com. The future is worth building.